So I recently installed a social media blocker on my phone to help limit my consumption or to literally stop myself from going on social media because I was I was logging like really bad screen time. I feel like everyone's doing that these days. But basically, what I'm getting at here is that uh, to understand this, you have to go to Canada. In Canada, they have these things called safe consumption sites where if you're addicted to a hard drug, you can go to this clinic and safely consume it. And then if you overdose, they have clinicians on hand to help save your life. Now, I gotta say that's better than the US where you're just on your own. Um, but However, it doesn't address the root problem, or maybe it does in Canada, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It doesn't address the problem that you are still addicted to something. There is something in your life that you don't want to be there. One of my friends struggles with screen time a lot, and he is the one that introduced me to all these crazy apps that for example, there's like I'll show you right now on Reddit. It's called friend controls. I literally have to go and press beg and then go in the app and beg my buddy to allow me to use some screen time. And it's like where in the world is that healthy? Like why is the underlying app considered fine and then you have to police yourself and get your own screen blockers when it's quite clear. Um, Essentially, well, these social media sites spend billions of dollars. There's this Bo Burnham quote where, like, each social media company is in a war for every single minute of your life. They don't, these social media companies, they don't want you to focus on your passion projects. They don't want you to be productive. They don't want you to do anything other than scroll on their app. And it's like, that's what sucks about social media is that I used to run a meme account back in the day, and it was great. I made so many friends from it. I still have internet friends that I keep in touch with to this day, but it got to be too much. I was spending too much time online. And that's why I kind of feel bad for people like Twitch streamers and stuff. They're in a golden cage right now. Like, yes, they have their career, but they have to interface with these addictive platforms every single day, and they're in a fight against these Twitch streamers are in a fight against Instagram and Reddit and TikTok to get them engaged to them. And for I'm kind of getting off topic here, but for what it's worth, I will give them that. Like at least you're engaging with a human. For the rest of the internet, you can't even be sure if you're talking to a bot these days. I mean, like dead internet theory, whatnot, blah blah blah. Um, Anyways, there's this guy. His name's Tristan Harris. Um, he was sounding the alarm bell in like the 2010s. He was sounding the alarm bell pretty early on that like we're fucked. Like this was gonna have an endemic impact. You can already see it. Like uh, see, I'm 24 years old. I was born in 2002. I grew up watching, at least in the US, at least, the US schooling curriculum turn digital. And by the time I graduated right as COVID hit. That was when it really took a dive and we went into full online classes. When I went to college, I took half online classes, half in person, took hybrid classes. It's And to this day, I still feel like I learned better with a pencil and paper, writing down the notes. And it sucks that there's no way to go back to analog. And I'm going back to school soon. Um, I took a break to join the military, and that's another thing too. I was in the Coast Guard, and for those years that I spent, like, we would have deployments where we would go out to sea, and you literally lose signal for a couple weeks at a time. and then we'd pull into port, you get your signal back, but when I was out at sea, I became a whole new person. I was more sociable. I was more productive. I wrote an entire book while I was out on deployment. Still trying to get it published. But anyways, I wrote an entire short story while I was out at sea because I didn't have my phone to distract me. And not only that, there was more friction to get to it. I had to like log in and log into my military computer and then go onto a browser. It would take forever to load because we were using the ship's internet in the middle of the ocean. And then I could finally go on Reddit, see what's going. But anyways, um basically when you disconnect from social media, it's like your world becomes smaller but like more complete. And I guess whatever happened to like healthy interaction with the internet nowadays. The point I was making this video for is that you can feel the maliciousness of social media. And what sucks is I have friends that I keep in contact with on social media. I have to go on Instagram to talk to these guys, these gals, my buddies. It's like, it sucks because you can't even use social media healthily. You have to freaking police yourself. And you can feel the maliciousness on Instagram, on TikTok, the amount of ads. YouTube, I actually, I don't even watch YouTube anymore. I deleted my YouTube after my YouTube premium subscription ended because the ads were just unbearable. I had this feeling like whenever I would leave YouTube on the counter, I feel like YouTube could detect that and then boom, give me an 30-second unskippable ad. Like they just knew. And that's the point I'm getting at these days. It's why I feel like there's a whole bunch of reasons why everyone's all angry and frustrated and pissed off at each other, and no one trusts each other, and we live in a low trust society these days. But one of the things that's making it even worse is that you can feel the maliciousness every single time you log into Instagram. You feel like little a cattle being herded into the slaughterhouse. Like you can feel it. You get lost. I used to call it the phone zone when I would just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I call it the phone zone, and then someone would have to snap me out of it, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry, man. I was in the phone zone." And even now, it's so addictive. I catch myself like cheating these screen blocking apps. Like on my phone, Instagram is basically inaccessible. So I do it on my freaking laptop. I'll log into Instagram on my laptop and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and I'm getting a little bit better at avoiding that. Or I have to bring my screen blocker over to here. But like, in what world do you get away with making something this pervasively addictive? It's just, you know, it sucks. Anyways, the algorithm brought you here. Welcome. Cheers.